I hurt my arm yesterday. Been having a rough morning, kind of in pain. Even had a hard time getting the key in the door. So I figured I'd check out the daily horoscope and see what the day had in store for me. Taurus. This is meant to be a nice, relaxing day in the shade. While you will be in work-related matters all throughout the day, you will have nothing to worry about because you love your job. Things start looking bright on the financial front as earnings increase. I was pumped. It sounded like today was going to be a great day. Pick up a new study and you may learn something about yourself today. Decided to open the window and see if I could find where I wanted to sit and enjoy the shade. It was raining. Then my boss Virgil called me. Hey Virgil. Yeah, I hurt my arm, so I won't be able to come into work the next 2 days, but You are. I got fired. Fired? Not only that, I went to pay my bills and I had zero money in my account. So much for finances going up. Then I thought maybe I'm not a real Taurus. Maybe I'm not a real Taurus. The real Taurus. The Chironium. What's this? Hello there, my name is Tyler Penor and welcome to the Chironium. So if you're new here to this channel, we've actually just gotten started. We've only put a couple videos up so far, but this video is going to be focused on the sign of Taurus. In this channel, we focus a lot on astrology. By profession, I'm an astrologer, and I've been doing that for almost 10 years now. And my partner, Mamie, she's an herbalist, so she has this passion for plants, healing, and so really we decided to make this channel all about kind of the healing arts in general, and that can stem to music, plants, planets, astrology, alchemy, herbalism, all of those things, so that's what you're going to find here on this channel. If those things interest you, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell below, and yeah, join us on this journey as we create this channel. So in this series, what we're doing is I take my film camera out and try and capture the essence of a sign during that current season. The first video of this series was last month, and we did the sign of Aries, and my partner and I, we went and watched the sunrise and harvested nettles, and we shared all that with you guys. And in that video, we really put two of our ideas together. We had this idea of doing a segment called Plants and Planets, where we would take a plant and teach you about its relationship and correlation to a specific planet and also a sign. Then the other side was me going out with my camera and taking you guys along for the journey and trying to capture the essence of a sign. So the video ended up being really long, so we decided we would maybe separate those into two. And so in this video, I'm just going to share with you guys the basic teachings of the sign of Taurus, how it applies to the Living Astrology model. I run a school called the School of Living Astrology, and it opens for enrollment once a year in the springtime. And due to the current state of the world, instead of closing down enrollment, I've decided to leave it open for the entire spring. So if you are interested and still want to join, you're able to join that journey. And I'll leave a link down below if you want to check that out. Each one of the 12 signs of the Zodiac is related to an element. And a lot of times we learn that, okay, there's fire signs, earth signs, air signs, water signs, but that's kind of as far as we go. But if we look out at nature, we see that water has multiple expressions of itself. There's, ice, there's vapors, there's liquid water. And same with the fire. There's the sparks of the fire, the flame, the light of it, and then there's the heat. And you can throw away all the things you've learned about astrology and look at that one expression of that element, and it'll show you everything about how that sign moves and how it actually operates. So with Taurus, Taurus is earth in the form of the mineral kingdom. So we're talking about the soil, the rocks, the building blocks of the earth element. And during this time of year, maybe a lot of us are actually working with that in our gardens. So that's the elemental expression of the sign of Taurus. So we can also see Taurus expressed through obviously this season. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's the middle of the spring season. During this time, what are the plants doing? You know, the plants, they're sinking their roots deep into the soil to get the nutrients and to get the minerals that they need to build their bodies, essentially, their leaf structure, and we see all the flowers coming out. Our senses are also connected to the sign of Taurus. So we have, you know, the smells of the flowers, the smells of spring are coming out, and the sounds of spring as well. And then all of the beautiful colors that we see through the flowers. And Taurus is also associated with absorption. The plants, they're absorbing through the soil, they're getting their water, they're getting their minerals and their nutrients to build their body. As human beings, we have the signs represent different parts of the specific body. And this is how medical astrology actually works. Aries, we talked about, was the head, the eyes, the brain. And now with Taurus, we have the ears, the nose, the mouth, and the throat. So this is also where we absorb sound, smell, taste, food. This is how we eat and drink our water, so that's how we absorb things as well. And we can kind of see this in the symbol of Taurus, the circle and the crescent above it. So it's like this receptive, it's receiving and pulling things into that sphere of the body. Each sign is kind of taking that energy of the one that came before it, and it's doing something with that energy, and then it's going to pass it on to the sign that comes next. Taurus is receiving that spark energy of Aries, and it's grounding it into the body. So we see that with the springtime, the sun comes back, and then the plants, they absorb that fire energy of the sun and they begin to build their body. So that's how we see Taurus expressed within the seasonal cycle of the year. But also every day we go through a mini version of the seasons, with sunrise being like spring, noon is like summer, sunsets like fall, and midnight's like winter. So this is where in the last video, Mamie and I went out to watch the sunrise to capture that photo to get the sign of Aries. Taurus is the hours that follow after that. So we can really experience this Taurus quality if we go out, maybe grab your coffee, grab your tea, and go out and just sit on the earth in those morning hours, and the birds are going to start coming out and they're singing their songs. Your senses are starting to wake up, and maybe those smells of the morning time, the morning dew is starting to lift off. So that's that time of the day that is the Taurus hour. So I decided to do something really simple and get my camera and go out in our backyard and see what kind of photographs I could get to capture the sign of Taurus. All right, well, welcome to the Taurus video. So the Taurus time of day is when all the senses are kind of waking up. So I figured we would sit here in our yard, and we have all these flowers, and as the sun's coming up, I would take some photos. So just gonna do that and get set up right now. Gonna load up two cameras. We got the Pentax 645N, my Canon F1 new. So I chose Portra 400 for the medium format camera, and we're gonna shoot it a little bit overexposed so we kind of get those pastel colors. Figured that's pretty fitting for Taurus in the Taurus season, where all the new colors start to come out and everything's really bright. Portra 160. I brought a macro lens. This is a 6.7 lens, so this is a 150mm 2.8. And for the Canon, I got the 85mm, the 90mm macro. All right, well, enjoy the video. Gonna do a little time lapse here and just hang out. So, sat here for about 30 minutes and I took a bunch of shots, finished up this roll, and next Mamie and I are gonna go over to our friend's house and we're gonna harvest some horsetail and talk about how it relates to the sign of Taurus. So I hope you enjoyed that segment. I definitely enjoyed myself sitting out there and watching the early morning light come in and capturing that light, capturing those photos, putting my macro lens on and, you know, getting really deep into the plants there. That was really fun. So this is a good way to learn astrology. Learn it from nature, pay attention to the seasons, the times of day, and the elements, and they'll teach you all about it. And through that, you'll actually start to notice things, and you'll start to see that there's these teachings all over the place. And I actually came across an interesting insight while building our garden beds. So in our greenhouse, I built us another bed, and we had to get a bunch of dirt. And as I was researching the proper way to build a garden bed and what kind of are the different things that plants need to grow and what does the soil need to be like. And I noticed that basically soil, good soil to grow in, needs three main components: the minerals, the plant matter, and then also byproducts of animals. So within the soil, we see those three earth signs, with Taurus being the mineral kingdom, Virgo's the plant kingdom, and Capricorn's the animal kingdom. There's all kinds of insights that you can come across when you start to look at astrology in this way, and it's almost like there's a never-ending learning that occurs. It's like life will just start teaching you and showing you things through this pattern of astrology. So to me, astrology is just this tool, this vision and way of looking at life that allows a lot of teachings to come through, a lot of understanding and a lot of clarity about the nature of life, the elements and how they work together and how we're a part of that. And during this time of the Taurus season, where the sun is passing through the sign of Taurus, it's moving through that part of our birth chart. I encourage you all to pull up your birth chart. There's a lot of places online that you can get your chart. Basically, you just need your birth date, time, and place. And each one of us has every sign within us. That old idea that we are just this one sign because of our sun sign, there's so much more to astrology. Each one of us has an Aries nature, a Taurus nature, a Gemini nature. So we express it somewhere in our life, and that's shown through our birth chart. Each sign is located in a house of our birth chart, which represents a different area of life. So I encourage you to check that out and see where is Taurus, what house is Taurus in your chart, because every year at this time, the sun is passing through that same house. That's kind of your yearly rhythm, where the sun moves through your chart. Every year at the same time, it's going to be in that same place. Another thing, I encourage you to wake up early and go just sit out on the earth, pay attention and observe that Taurus hour. Grab some coffee, grab some tea, a snack, a good breakfast, and just sit and just listen to, the sounds of nature and pay attention to your senses and see how they're waking up at that time and that hour of the day. And maybe leave in the comment section below, share your experience with us. What did you notice and where is Taurus at in your chart? And let's have a dialogue. Let's have a conversation down below. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys learned something new, got some good insights, or at least were entertained. So if you enjoyed this video, please give us a like down below and consider subscribing to our channel. Hit that notification bell as well so that you'll be notified when we release new videos. And at this point, we're going to be trying to kind of shift gears and maybe get a video out each week, but definitely we'll have one out at least every other week. And with that, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us here on this channel. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy out there, and we will see you in our next video. I'm fired? And welcome to the Chironium. So if you're new here to this, hey there everyone, welcome back. Hello there, and welcome back to the focused on, god dang it. And in that video we put two of our ideas